And it's as easy as that, everyone. The transitions. Oh, you like the costume? It's pretty sweet. What's up, guys? With all jokes aside, I know the mascot costume is pretty sweet. That's Woodsy. I'm going to be showing you guys the 4 basic transitions you can use with any action camera, any camera that you have, your phone, anything. Super easy, and you need almost no editing skills to do them. I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit them as well. It's going to be nice, quick, simple. All right, up here in this general area and down below in the description, I'm going to have 3 videos. One from Thailand, one from Peru, and my very first video I ever made using these transitions. They're gonna look really cool, but really choppy because I didn't know how to edit or color grade or do any of that. All right, so we're gonna break the ice with this easiest of all the transitions, which is the cut. It's very simple. You can do it with any camera. Like I said before, I'm using the GoPro Max, and it's very little editing. You seriously just make a cut in the clip. What I did with my video right here, as you saw, is I made the cuts go with the beat, and by doing that it makes it flow seamlessly, and you kind of can almost predict when the next jump, when the next skip to the next clip is going to be. It's really important to know when you should cut, because if you leave your clips running for too long, they sometimes get really boring and no one wants to watch them. So that is another tip. So let's jump right into the editing now so I can show you guys how to do it, because it's pretty simple. All right, everyone, as you can see, I'm in DaVinci Resolve. So we have clip number 1 to the left with the owl, clip number 2 on the right with me, and I have the music down below. So if I go through this, you'll hear the ding, ding, ding. So I'm gonna cut to that right now. So the big dings are going to be these areas right here in the sound when they get large, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut to the second one so we actually have something to use. So ding, ding. So right here is where the second one is occurring. So let's cut the clip here. And now what I like to do with this particular clip is I'm gonna look how his hand is coming down. So his hand is on his way down, which means over here I need my hand to also be down. So right about here. And then as I put the clips together and play it, perfect. Looks pretty smooth, and it's as simple as that. As long as you cut right to the dings, it's perfect. And the next simplest transition is the slap transition. Now the slap transition is very similar to the cut, but you know, instead of just cutting, you're going to be cutting when you slap in and slap out. Now the trickiest part is to fully cover the lens when you slap in, but the best part is you don't even have to slap in. You can use any part of your body, any object, to slap just like this. But you do have to remember, when you slap in, you also have to slap out. So slap in like that, but then you need to slap out like that. Pretty simple, right? All right, now I'm gonna show you guys how to cut this to make it look good. All right, let's jump into it. Once again, you have the clip on the left with me sitting on the bench, clip on the right with Mr. Woodsy the Owl. So if you go to the clip on the left where you see me counting down when I'm gonna slap, and then as I go to slap, so you can actually use the arrow keys on your keyboard, and hitting the left or right arrows will change it 1 frame. So right about here is a good spot. You could do it when it's fully covered, but I'm not. I'm just going to do it right here. You'll notice that the less frames there is covered, the nicer it looks. Now if I go to the Woodsy one, now you'll see an issue with the Woodsy one is it's almost like a blast of white light. Now the reason this happens is because my GoPro is set to auto exposure, which I kind of forgot about. So what happens is it's really dark and then it goes to really bright, so it's automatically trying to fix it, and by fixing it, it blasts it with that white. So in order to change that, if you notice, if I go to this clip right here and I get close to Woodsy and pull away right here, it's because I didn't go all the way in where the lens is covered and it goes completely dark, and that is one way to avoid this happening. All right, let's continue though. So we'll find where this blast of white is right about here when you can start to see Woodsy. So you make the cut right there, put the clips together now. So clip 1, let's play this. And there you go. All right, now the third one is going to be the slide transition. Now the slide is a lot trickier because you have to find an object, any object, and you need to cover the camera behind it, and then you have to go the same way when you uncover it, the same directional way when you uncover it, and inside the editor you have to cut the clip as you slide it so it goes seamlessly. All right, now for the slide transition, this one's a little bit trickier. So I actually have two clips from a different time I did this, because honestly the clips I took when I was filming this video, they were absolutely garbage. So we're not using those, we're using these when I was in Peru. Now, as you can see, we can actually just remove all of this. Alright, so we have this clip, and my friend comes in, and then I slide behind another person's backpack. Okay, so as I'm sliding here, I want to find where it's fully covered. So right about here, it's fully covered. So I'm gonna press my B button for the blade to cut this away. Now I'm gonna look at my second clip over here. Now as you can see, I'm sliding and then boom. But right here it's all still, so I want to find the moment where it's moving to the left. So I'm using the arrow key to just do it frame by frame. Now right here you can tell it starts to move. So right there is when I want to cut it. I cut that. Now let's see how it looks.
Hey!
See? Looks pretty dang good if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Now if you want it to look better, obviously you can make it more precise and exactly where the cut should be. So, you know, if you want it to look a little bit better, maybe have it go to here. It might not look as good just because. And then let's play it again. There's not much difference. Looks the same. But as you can tell, this video was the video where I was doing all the cool different slide transitions, slap transitions, whip it transitions. All this is in the Peru video. Check it out. The final one is the whip it. Now I've got another camera to kind of show you guys how I'm doing this. So let's take a look, shall we? When I'm whipping it, as you can see, the camera's facing this way. What you do is if you have it pointed at you, you whip it like this. Just twist the camera. So when you twist the camera one way, you need to whip out the same way. So remember that you always need to be whip in, whip out. And then if you whipped out, then you have to whip in the same way. So see how I'm constantly going in the same direction? Same direction. Now ready? I'm going to show you guys right here. Here I am, and whip out. And then I just whipped right back in. I went like, what, 30 feet? But still, you get the concept. You just whip, whip. And that's what it looks like on the actual camera I'm filming with. So whip, whip. And when you do this, you really need to flick it quick. The faster it goes, the better it looks. Make sure you're also filming it around 30 FPS when you do this. 30, 24, 25. If you film at 60 FPS, the thing is, it's going to be shooting so quick that you're not going to get that motion blur, and the motion blur really helps sells it. So remember that. Now let's get into the editor so I can show you guys how it's done. All right, guys, this is for the last and final one, the whip it. Now you have me, clip number 1 on the left, clip number 2 with Woodsy on the right, like always. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag the playmaker right here, the play marker, I'm sorry, and you're going to want to drag it until you find that spot where you're whipping it. Now when you find that spot where you're whipping it, you're going to want to find when things get a little blurry, you're out of zone, and you're going to want to cut about halfway through the whip. Alright, so let's get rid of all this junk. Now we're going to go to the next clip, and now we're going to find the spot where I whip in. So right here is when I whip in. So right midpoint, right about here is a good spot. Now the issue with the GoPro Max, as you can see, is it's a very wide lens, and because it's so wide, it has a very wide field of view. So it's a little bit trickier to do it with something that has a wide view because you're getting a lot more in the shot. So even though you're whipping it, other things are still in view, but because I'm wearing the same clothes when I filmed it, it'll be okay. Now click play, and look at that, super smooth. I mean, you kind of see a flash of my arm in there, but it's not that big of a deal, mainly because I'm wearing the same thing, so it almost just looks like a continuation. But that is how you would do it. And with that, guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below if you enjoyed what you saw. If you want to see other things, leave comments down below for what you want me to do. And now, here's just some extra funny footage of me filming with the mascot costume, because let me tell you, it's really hard to film yourself in the costume, and it's even better when you get your mom to put on the costume. Feel free to go to my Instagram and follow me there too if you want. The front looks good, but the back looks weird. The butt's a little